Hello everyone, how are you? Today I'm excited to welcome Sudhamshu Narayan, a subject matter expert, to share their inspiring journey in education. From their beginnings as a passionate college professor specializing in English literature to becoming a trailblazer in e-learning, their story is full of insights and inspiration. In this episode, we'll cover how teaching has evolved post-pandemic, the challenges and rewards of working in e-learning skills, essential for becoming a subject matter expert, why lifelong learning and adaptability matter more than ever. If you're a teacher, a student, or someone considering a shift to the IT sector or e-learning projects, this discussion is packed with actionable advice for you. Don't skip a moment. You won't want to miss the valuable tips and stories shared today. And remember, if you have questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments. Let's dive in. Hello Sudhamshu, how are you?
I'm fine, Nija. How are you?
Yeah, good. How's the life is going?
It's good. This time we had a long weekend because of in between holidays.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So we had, I think, 4 days back to back from office. So we're just relaxing.
How the things are going in?
Fine. How everybody is fine. Family is fine. Work is also going fine.
Then what else? Weekend plans?
Weekend plans, nothing else. I did plan to go to my native, but I couldn't go to my native, so I think I'll be in Bangalore itself this whole weekend. Maybe tomorrow I'll just go outside, go for my monthly shopping, and then come back. That's it.
You're from Kerala, no?
Yeah, from Kerala, yes.
So after completing graduation, you came to Bangalore?
Yes. No, I did my graduation from Bangalore. Okay. I completed my BA from Bangalore. I only did 1 year of my schooling in Kerala, which was my 12th standard. Before that, I was in Telangana. I was in Hyderabad, where I did most of my schooling. Then after my graduation, I moved on to complete my master's in English literature from Delhi University, more specifically under Sri Venkateswara College. And I was there in Delhi for 2 years, I think from 2017 to 2019. And then I came back to Bangalore again, 2019. Yeah.
Good. How is the Bangalore?
Bangalore is great. The people in Bangalore are very welcoming.
Which one you feel good, like your hometown or Bangalore?
I think both have their own feel to it. So my hometown is a very relaxed, a very bucolic, a very idyllic place. There is nothing much happens in my hometown, and you won't hear even the sound of a motor car pass by for like 2 or 3 hours. But Bangalore is very different. It has its own pace, right? It's a typical metropolitan city, right? So both have their own their environments to it. Sometimes when I feel like I'm getting exhausted by the pace of this city, I go to my hometown. But in my hometown, it's the other side where nothing happens. So that is also, I think, for somebody like me who's like a city-bred boy, that also after a while gets very, very maddening, because you need the chaos of the city, the noise of the city after a while. So then I come back to. So I keep hustling and hustling between Bangalore and my hometown.
Bangalore has more greenery.
Yes,
I like that.
Yeah, that is true. There are parks. There are there are national parks that you can go. Yes, definitely.
Obviously, I like Kerala.
Yes, Kerala also is. I mean,
Kerala is
not short of any greenery. Correct.
Like basically Kerala people.
Yeah.
So Sudhamshu, I actually this video conducted regarding so for graduates and freshers. Okay. So I am planning to show the real-time employee experience to like graduates and freshers. So whatever you are sharing the information, so that information mostly it is helpful for students and job seekers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the reason I take an appointment and I came for you. Okay. So can you please tell me like where your career is started?
Okay.
Okay. What is the situation of the current career and what is the future of the career?
Okay.
Okay.
So I began my career as a professor. After I returned to Delhi, I returned from Delhi to Bangalore. I was able to qualify for my UGC NET examinations. So this is a set of examinations conducted by UGC to assess eligibility for procuring a professor post. Right. So it's a test that has two papers. One is your general aptitude. Second is a knowledge subject-based knowledge paper. So I was able to qualify the UGC NET examination. Okay. And that was in 2019 of June, I think. Okay. And immediately after I qualified, I cracked the examination, I applied to all teaching posts in Bangalore that I could find. And I found a college that was to my liking. Okay. And there I taught for almost 2 years. It was a very enriching experience. It is in Delhi? No, it was in Bangalore itself. Bangalore itself. Okay. And that was a very enriching experience. Even the people that I met in college, I still talk to them, I still interact with them. Okay. Even the students who I have met in that college, they have they're still messaging me saying as to how much impact those classes had on their lives. Okay. So it's a great experience in that sense, that where you can see the effect that you had on people on an immediate basis. So that is why that college was very important to establish that foundation. Okay. So that was a traditional offline college. You had to go there, you had to mark students' attendance, you had to teach a class, mostly 60, 70 students. Okay. You had to at time control them if they get too noisy, which I was very bad at, because I looked even younger in 2019. So nobody used to take me serious as a teacher, because if I walked in, they would mistake me for a student. So keeping them quiet was a very difficult job, which I never, I don't think I ever mastered that art of ensuring this discipline. But you started a career as a faculty? As a faculty, yes. Okay. As a professor, as a faculty. I was there for 2 years. So which subject? English. My English literature. English literature. Okay. I qualified. I did my BA, my MA, and also my NET in English literature. Okay. So then, from there, I moved on to more of an e-learning platform, especially after COVID happened. I realized that the scenario of education in India was going to change. Okay. Right? Slowly, I had this conception that after COVID, more and more universities would be willing to open their e-learning platform or e-learning business. So then I thought, why don't I explore that aspect also? Because I already had experience teaching in traditional colleges. And then when I moved on to the e-learning platform, there also I was a teacher, I was a faculty itself, but I also I also tried to get a bit familiarized with the LMS platform. What is an LMS? How do we operate? How do we operate an LMS? How to make the LMS more student friendly? How does a student learn in a online setting in comparison to a traditional setting? Because in traditional setting, students can clear their doubts in the class itself. And the materials that students get are just the notes that the teacher provides in the class or the teacher's lectures itself, right? But e-learning platform works very differently. We have to give an additional set of materials. We have to prepare the students in a very different manner. So that was a very enlightening experience, because knowing how students learn based on different mediums was very helpful. So that is why I thought I'll have an experience of that side of the business also. Okay. So currently I moved away from from my position as a teacher to more of a, because I realized that when it comes to e-learning side, what matters is the content. Okay. Right? Because the student is not always going to watch the live classes. Correct. They are a working professional. They don't have time to watch. And even if they're watching it, they'll be watching it on 2x speed. because they have to finish.
Even I seen in lockdown period, many people are watching in online videos.
Online videos only.
Yeah.
And they don't have the patience to sit through 1.5 hour of video. They'll watch in 2x speed.
Correct.
Right. Better than that, they would prefer materials.
Correct.
Right. Student learning materials, notes like we traditionally learn. So I realized, okay, this is what students actually need. A very brief, but also at the same time a very comprehensive overview of what it is that they are supposed to learn for this particular units. So I thought, okay, maybe why don't I try my hands in creating content, because that is also that also meets my aspirations, which is to be a part-time researcher, because there's also research involved. You have to research a student's interest. What is a student looking for in the course? What kind of material would be appropriate for an MA student, for a BA student, for a BCA student? Because they have 3 different set of skills and set of, what you would say, for example, the material that you're preparing for a BA student and their English class will be very different for a material you're preparing for a BCA student. So that gauging those parameters and then creating content according to that is what I liked the most. So, that I'm performing in my current job. So that is why I made this transition from a faculty or a professor to a content, educational content creator, you could say. Subject matter expert.
Okay. And how, like, after joining your faculty, the first career job, so what are the next step you taken?
To be a SME. So currently there are no professional, what I would say, gateways to becoming an SME, right? So in the sense that there are no, because the e-learning scene or market in India is a very new market, right? I mean, of course, Byju's has always existed, and there have always been companies, but it is only after, you could say, the pandemic that suddenly the e-learning craze began. So as of now, there are no qualifications or certifications that you have to. I mean, you can approach IGNOU. IGNOU has a lot of courses on.
What is IGNOU?
IGNOU is Indira Gandhi National Open University. They have a lot of, because they were one of the first distance universities in India, established in India. And now they're also moving towards e-learning. So they have a very masterful course on how to create content. What are the 4 quadrants? So UGC has 4 quadrants of e-learning. So when a student is enrolling for an e-learning course, any university that's offering an e-learning course has to satisfy these 4 quadrants, right? So IGNOU has a masterful course on how to implement each of these 4 quadrants, right? Discussion forum, your recorded videos, SLM, your live classes, everything, resources. So how to create each of these quadrants in a way that satisfies all of the learners' expectations. So there are a lot of courses online. IGNOU has a lot of courses, as I told you. So you can do that, but even without doing that also, if you have been a faculty for at least 2 or 4 years, by then itself you know the pulse of a student. You know, okay, what is, when you're entering a class itself, I don't know how to say it, but there's like a sixth sense. Okay, what this class needs. As a faculty, you have an idea. Okay, for this class, I should make it more difficult, or this class I should make it more easy. So that pulse, as a faculty. So so when I realized that, okay, the content that we are preparing in this university or in this college should not be like this. It should be transformed. That is when I realized, okay, and anyway, I had already qualified for the NET examination. So that helped me further, because NET examination sort of marks how much knowledge you have in the subject. So because of that, I was able to get into this particular workplace through my NET qualification, and then also make content. So I think if a graduate student is interested in becoming a subject matter expert, definitely they have to do a BA and MA in English. That is compulsory. And after an MA in English, if they have to prove, because it is sad that it is also sad, and also you could say an opportunity that yes, having knowledge is not just enough. You also have to prove it to other people, right? For that, you have to do a lot of qualifications. One of the qualifications is this NET examination, which proves you have a subject knowledge in the particular field, right? And of course, if you want to further solidify your position as a subject matter expert, you can go for a PhD.
Okay. And one more thing, is it only for BA, MA students can come into SME field, or anyone?
Not really. For example, in our department also, there have been faculties from MBA, BBA, BCA, MCA also, right?
Okay.
So e-learning platforms, where, whatever course is being offered, and if that course involves, BTech, MTech courses also.
So basically, anyone can come.
Anybody can come, but of course,
if they are an expert in
that field, yes. And if they have many years as experience as a faculty, and they have this many years experience as in an e-learning platform, then anybody can definitely become subject matter expertise.
Okay, good. So
we call it academic consultant, more like your consult. You are hired as a consultant to create these courses for these particular universities. Okay. Yes, I joined in 2 e-learning companies. Okay. So there I was. So there was more emphasis placed on live classes. They privileged live classes over recorded classes. Okay. So so much of our material was directed towards the live classes. The current company that I'm working on. So live class means they are recording in Teams or some. Team Zoom. And they'll wait for the students. After students enter the class, they will initiate the class, and the class goes on for like 1.5 hours. And then there are also pre-recorded videos that of 15-30 minutes. But the current the current place I'm working in, they place more emphasis on the recorded classes. Because it's not necessary that a student will attend all the classes, because most classes happen on weekends. So most students who are working professionals, it need not be the case that they will be able to attend a class on Saturday, Sunday, because that's the only time that they get with their family. So they'll prefer pre-recorded classes, right? Other thing is that when you're teaching in a traditional college, most of the students will be of the same age group. Okay. Right, in your class, everybody will be there'll be 1 or 2, 3 people who are older. But when you're teaching an e-learning platform, that need not be the case. There are different age groups. One person can be a 50-year-old, one person can be a student. Right. So that is the another difficult part of e-learning. Not everybody will have the same amount of experience or knowledge. Right? It's not standardized. Your student pool in colleges, it's much more. I'm not saying it's easier, but colleges much more standardized. Right, every student will either be a 12th pass student who's just entering BCA or past their graduation, same age group. But there are people from different varied walks of life who are taking up that course. So that is the second difficulty: creating courses that is appropriate for all age groups, all experiences. That anybody, either they are 50-year-old housewife who wants to start a new learning a new course, or a student who just completed their graduation, both of them should be able to understand this material. That is the challenge. And what is the future career? So future career, there are, as far as I feel, there are going to be more and more universities in India that will definitely open their e-learning. I think now with coming of AI, it is impossible to escape the digital world. Correct. So with AI, we are definitely going to see more and more e-learning universities, and even UGC also has given permission to almost 80 universities to start their own e-learning branch. So I think there is a lot of possibilities in this field. It's just it's an emerging field, so we can't make any predictions. We don't know which way it can. Which way the wind can blow, as I say. So we know, but still, as far as I know, as far as I have seen, I think there is a lot of opportunities in this field. As a subject matter expert, as a consultant, academic consultant, definitely, because of how popular the universities are going to be in the next 5 or 10 years, definitely. Yes. And what are the skills we require for this? So for this, you will mostly require research and writing skills. Okay. Right, because you are researching for a particular topic, and then after researching that topic, reading some books on it,
Okay.
you also have to then write it in a manner that is simple, that a student can understand,
Okay.
accessible to any student, as I told you before,
Mm-hmm.
right? That is the biggest skill of it, right? Molding your, because when I am writing, I have my own writing skill,
Okay.
right? And I write in my writing, my writing style, but not everybody will be able to understand that style.
Okay.
So your writing style has to be malleable. It has to adapt to every level, right? I should be able to write in a style that everybody can understand. That is, so writing styles, research styles, communication, how you're able to communicate this topic that you are an expert, right? So you are talking from your expertise.
Okay.
But to simplify that concept, that is, for you, that concept will be just like peanuts. What is nothing?
Correct.
But for somebody who is like a student who has no idea about this field or topic, for them, that might not be the case. So simplification, simplifying a concept, communication skills, research skills, writing skills, these are the most important skills that you need for this career. Word, you have to learn. Word, formatting, alignment.
MS Office.
MS Office, yes.
MS
Office, PPT, PowerPoint, basic PowerPoint skills, MS Office skills, yes, definitely.
And presentation
skills, yes.
Okay. So, while creating the subject, okay. So, how you will start the presentation?
Okay.
Design.
So first we create learning objectives. Learning objectives is very important.
Okay.
We create 3 or 4 learning objectives for each unit. So each unit, before we even start the unit, we think what exactly are the objectives? What exactly are we planning to accomplish in this through this particular unit subject, right? And after we establish the objectives, only then do we go into the research, right? So most people do it reverse. They first make the content. After making the content, they create objectives to suit their content. But that is not the right way. You have to first make objectives, and after you make the learning objectives, okay, so for example, we are going to analyze this, we are going to compare this.
I think learning objective, the remaining slides should be explanation.
Yeah, exactly. Your content should be an extension of your learning objectives.
Oh, okay.
Because when a student, the first thing a student reads when they are getting a syllabus is the learning objective. What exactly am I going to do? What exactly is this going to, how is exactly is this going to benefit me? What am I learning from this course? Right? So we are going to compare, we are going to synthesize, we are going to analyze. So that is how your course should be developed. So first we establish learning objectives. After that we find out research materials, materials that are appropriate for each level, MA, BA, right? And then we create the content. So creating the content involves mostly reading and rewriting, paraphrasing, right? Trying to simplify the concepts. Yeah, that's so. But most important is the learning objectives. Typical work, we review the content that is already present with us. So beyond just, we also have a pool of external subject matter experts that we consult. So when they provide the content, we review it, we provide them feedback, we tell them what are the expectations of the university, so we have different universities as clients. So what is the university looking forward to in that content? So we provide them that feedback. Then we create our own SLMs, we create our own PPTs. We work in we work in a group. It's not just a subject matter expert. We have instructional designers who then create storyboards using our material, and they also forward their own innovative way to put forward this content. Then it goes to graphic designers. They put the whole video together. So we work in a team. We work in a group. So group communication, a lot of, that's one of the other important skills. Communicating, how clearly are we communicating what other member of the team to another member of the team regarding your content. So so creating, communicating, reviewing, this is a cycle that that mostly our job involves.
If you face any difficult work, so how do you face that?
So every every setting has its own challenges.
Okay.
Right. So if you are going to e-learning side, one of the biggest challenges, as I told you, is understanding what the student wants.
Okay.
So for that, you have to look into learner profile. What are the students' background?
Okay.
Where do they come from? What are they expecting?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So every student is different. Understanding that every student has different needs. That is the most important challenge. Creating content that every student can appreciate, can understand, can access. Okay. So that, and also meeting even the expectations of the universities, because sometimes we prepare content that we think is excellent, but they may not have the same opinion. Right? They would want something different. So managing expectations. Okay. Right. Which is what all businesses expect, managing expectations of clients, right? So that is very difficult, communicating to them that this is what we have, we had in mind, making your goals clear. Okay. So that is difficult. Sometimes, sometimes communication always misfires. Then, we end up saying the things that we don't want to say. Those are the challenges, but I think one of the things you can do to navigate those challenges is to always be very thorough in your research. Okay. Know what your learner wants, know what the university wants, make it clear, make it documented, right? Documentation is very important. Document everything, whatever you are doing, whatever you have communicated, document it. And then once you document it, your principles are clear, and then you can go on to create the content. So thorough research, documentation, making sure making sure that everybody is on the same loop as you. That is the only way to avoid these challenges in corporate world, I feel. Okay. Freshers is research every field you're going into. Just don't simply take a course and then after you finish the course, be completely.
For example, if a BTech student, okay, so he's in some so-and-so SME expert, okay, so he want to enter this field, okay, so what advice you will give?
Into this field is again same advice, which is first when you're entering choosing any degree, not just BTech, MA, BA, MSc, BSc, MCA, BCA, even BTech, MTech, be very sure what you want from that course. Okay. Right? If you're going there for knowledge, then after 3 years, you should not be surprised that you only got knowledge. If you're going in there to not just for knowledge, but also to earn money, right? So then you should have your expectations. You should have your goals clear, what you want from each course. That is very important. And also, if you want to be a subject matter expert, then as the word says, you have to be an expert. You have to know. I'm not saying you have to know everything. You need, even I don't know.
I think in this research should be must and should, no?
You need not know everything. That is impossible. Any human being, there's no way a human being knows everything about anything. But you should have the skills to learn anything new in your subject. That is what is most important. People think that experts are people who know everything. That is not what an expert is. An expert is somebody who has the skills to learn anything new in their field immediately.
Correct.
That is what an expert is. So even for example, let's say you're an expert in Adobe, right? It's not the case that you know everything about Adobe. Okay. But if somebody tells you, okay, this function is there in Adobe, you will be able to quickly grasp it.
Okay.
Compared to anybody else. That is what an expert is. So you need to have that interest, those set of skills to learn anything new in your field, no matter how challenging it is. That is what an expert is. An expert is not somebody who knows everything. Okay. So to be an expert, you have to have a passion for the field. You have to have an interest in the field. Okay. The skills in that field to excel. So that is much more important. So when you're coming to a subject matter expert, research, this is a research-oriented field, no? This is mostly about the knowledge that you have, the knowledge that you're ready to gain, right? So coming to the field, understanding that this is what is expected out of you. Okay. Right? So that is very important.
And one more thing is like, if a person already working as a faculty, okay, but he want to grow knowledge in like in city corporate sector, okay, so how he can come into that?
Can you give me some suggestions? if he has the qualifications, if he has the certifications to prove. So basically now it's not the case that once you have done your PhD, it is done and dusted. No, every year you have to keep doing new courses, new certifications, learning now as we with Coursera, EDX, like not a lot of these new platforms, new Google certifications, LinkedIn certifications. So now we have understood that learning is a constant process. You have to keep learning, you have to keep updating yourself. It's not enough to just enter the market or enter the educational institution in 2008 and then you don't read anything about it. No, you have to constantly keep reading whatever material you find that is relevant, that is trending in the market. Now AI is developing. So if you're somebody who is an engineering faculty teaching in a engineering college, you have to know about AI. You have to know about I don't know much about
the present trend is going AI only.
Yeah, so machine learning. So whatever is relevant to your field, whatever is gaining traction in the market, you have to, I won't say just market, even the universities, what are the new trends in your particular field, you have to know about that. So you have to keep doing new courses, keep finding new material to read. Always keep engaging with whatever is being offered in the in the market or in the university, right? That is very important. So you have to keep learning. That is the only way. Keep updating yourself.
Got it. Yeah. Now, as part of English literature, you are working on SME.
Correct.
So, can you suggest any books kind of thing
for the freshers?
Yes.
Okay, for the freshers, there are a lot of resource books, a lot of books available that freshers can learn. So if you want to know, especially for English literature, if you want to know about the history of English literature, you can look into the Routledge Encyclopedia of Literature, right? Okay. So the Routledge Encyclopedia of Literature features all with annotated poems and excerpts from short stories that you can read, right? Then you can look into David Deish's History of English Literature, Part 1 and Part 2. It's a small blue and red book that talks about English literature. You can look into K.R.S. Iyengar. He has a book on Indian literature. Then you can look into what you would say. You can look into Pramod K. Nair on contemporary literary theory. He provides a good introduction to literary theory, different theories of literature. So there are a lot of books. These are the ones that I used to pass. I used to qualify for the next NET exam. So these are the ones that are immediately coming to my head. But there are a lot of books. But these are all the beginner level books. Once you go more advanced, you'll read more about theory. You'll read about Stuart Hall. You'll read about deconstruction. You'll read about different theories of literature. You'll proceed into more difficult works of literature. These are the beginner series. So yes, these are the books that they can definitely look into if they want to build their their foundation on English literature. Yes.
Okay.
William J. Long also has one history of English literature, both literature and drama. That's also one aspect of William J. Long.